Advantage of favourable weather conditions to put out the fires along the Garden Route in the Southern Cape. Well, 8 people have lost their lives in the Southern Cape since last week. Hundreds have been displaced. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah joins us now live from George with the latest. A very good evening to you. Of course, I'm seeing the tragic scenes there behind you of destruction that the fires have caused. What's the latest from George, Vanessa?
Yes, indeed. You rightfully say that there is utter destruction here behind me, but of course for the families that have lost loved ones, the destruction is more than just a house that burnt down. It was indeed a home. And at the moment we are in Farley, just outside the Knysna area. And of course, we know that the 8 members or the 8 people that had lost their lives all came from the same Ulf family. And I'm joined now by Nathaniel Ulf. Nathaniel, good evening to you. Of course, if I can just tell you that Nathaniel has lost not just 3 children, Nathaniel, 3 very young children. Firstly, condolences from the SABC for the loss on the loss of life in your family. It must be a very difficult time for you.
Yeah. I think SABC. I must say, firstly, I just didn't lose 3 daughters, but I lost 3 beautiful, happy kids. I'm going to miss them. I also missed my lovely sister, my nephew, the little one, my niece, and my brother's girlfriend, and her 2 unborn and 1-year-olds. As a family, we are together. We support each other. We are broken, but we are not left in the dark. From the survivor of the lost ones, I'm quite strong, and I mean my family is also strong, and we're just devastated, and it's just heartbreaking.
Nathaniel, you said to me that on Monday, you mentioned earlier on that you got here just 5 minutes too late. Explain to us, if you can, Nathaniel, what had taken place when you got here. What were the scenes that greeted you?
Yeah, so during the day I was in contact with my father. He was at home with my brother, and I was in constant contact with them, trying to figure out how's the wind, because I was concerned about the fires in the mountains. And about 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock, the wind, at about 3 o'clock, the fire was here. I found them, and I told them to collect my kids from my house, from my girlfriend's house. And when I got here, I was about 5 minutes late to help my brother Samia and my father save our lost ones, and I was strong at that time. I had to comfort them. I had to tell them it's okay. You did what you could, and it was just a mess. But I'm hopeful. They all died happy, and I just want to say to the broader Ulf family, the Windvogel and the Beviers, that we need the support. You have my support as one of the victims, and yeah, we will get through this as a family and as a community.
Thank you very much, Nathaniel Ulf, speaking to us about the absolute tragedy that struck his family. Of course, 8 members of the same family that had passed on in these fires here at Farley. And as mopping up operations continue across large parts of George and Knysna this evening, for the family of Nathaniel, the Ulf family, they are still really grieving, or not even, they haven't even gotten to the point of grieving. They are undergoing trauma counselling. They've told us, some other members of the family saying that they are finding it very difficult at this point to understand what had taken place. saying that this is the first time that they've publicly spoken about their grief, saying to us just now that this is the first time that they have spoken to any media or given any interviews after the tragedy that struck their family. And of course, this family in mourning, and they will be for quite a while still while they get together to discuss funeral arrangements to lay to rest their loved ones who died in these fires.
Definitely. We thank you very much for that. SABC's Vanessa Poonah on the backdrop there as the sun sets, just taking us through that horrific story of Nathaniel Off, describing how he lost, of course, 8 family members, also describing 3 of which included 3 beautiful daughters. Let's have a look.